going to jump more into fire, water, or air energies. Thinking, air, emotional state, emotional intelligence, water, and passion and feelings and the ability to express it, fire. And a lot of times these cater to more things that you might feel comfortable with from a subconscious nature. You know, fire deals with creativity, water deals with connection, air deals with adding ideas to that. And sometimes those energies may lack the productive energy of how these things could be manifested in reality when you're not utilizing the productivity or the harsh reality of the fire, water, and air. And that's when the earth come in before it even becomes a physical circumstance. It's an element just like fire, water, air, and earth. But a lot of times that element itself has a lot of things in it that the shadow government and y'all indoctrinations kind of make y'all think other things is more comfortable at the moment. So a lot of the earth energies be things that one of the first things that you might run away from. And that manifests into this reality in the third dimension as sometimes your responsibilities, your ability to get on your 1-2, your ability to control your circumstance, your situation, or just to ground yourself when things just start to appear to be too out of hand or chaotic in your life to a certain degree. So all of those are the earth energies, how to practicalize and make something what it is, even if it seem or appear to be harder than what it actually is in a 1, 2, and third dimension, or maybe actually hard, all the way to the point that you behind jail hard bars, doing hard time and things of that nature. And the what's that when everybody mugshot being the hard times paper in some way, shape, or form, right? But you're able to practicalize that circumstance and make it a better something you could stand on, so the situation at hand and the physical reality don't appear to be so harsh, so you making it make sense in your mind on how it could be helpful, and it also could have something to stand on, regardless of how it may look in the 1, 2, and third dimension. That's also utilizing the earth element from a practical perspective. And a lot of times these be the things we run away from, because using the earth element a lot of times will allow us to look at when we are comfortable in the fire, water, and air element that we might be lying to ourselves and things of that nature. And the earth element, when you jump into that, it'd be harsh realities that you see life through that make you look at the fire, water, and air like, oh, I don't want to stop doing that yet, though, or I don't want to put that to use yet, or I'm not quite ready yet to put my strap on my lace, or AKA make practical sense out of it yet. So a person to be sitting there being a dope forever without utilizing the earth element, because being a dope got something to do with the fire, water, or air element. Now, we all got this inside of us. I'm just breaking down the alchemy so you can understand it. And we ain't 12 minutes in. So, Dolo like to talk beat. But it's the PBS channel. I changed my life, though. So I talk beat about spiritual stuff. I gave up talking beat to humans and stuff like that. It got boring after a while. Sad. So God redirected my good talking beat abilities to real issues in the world. And I can only thank God for it. Because I would have been somewhere up under somebody's ground or been behind somebody's jail bars or something like that during 18,000 years. Just based off circumstance. Yeah, I could just be wrong place, wrong time. And just because of my actions and everybody else's actions and the vibe of the circumstance of the geographical location, just that alone. You know what I'm saying? So God saved me. And I don't want to hear no testimony if it ain't got nothing to do with God. So y'all keep y'all testimonies to y'allself. I'm saying, but when we talk about the alchemy and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, ain't no real testimony without all possibilities. You ain't even gotta call it God when we talking about it in my concept. But ain't no testimony without it though. Anytime you see a ain't, a nothing, a no, I don't care what sentence encyclopedia is attached to. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know it's separate from God, and you got to go through that to get closer to God. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got no testimony. God ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm gonna keep it on it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a play on words. It ain't semantics. It is what it is. And the moment you start trying to think too hard and bring it into existence, you sound like biblically to me now. You know what I'm saying? You sound like biblically to angels. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you're a female at this time, that you going too far now. Get back here. Get back here. Get back here. We got some things to do. You going too far. I'm saying, bro, stop. I'm saying only time you a spirit in a female body when they start talking about a whole bunch of testimonies that ain't got nothing to do with God. Come get back here. You're going too far now. What, you got daddy issues? What, you got mother? Get back here. You ain't got that no more if you around in my presence. I'm Father Madam now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hell, stop. But look, like I said though, right? So, but these energies, you gotta know how to utilize the alchemy. You know what I'm saying? Utilize the alchemy right. And, you know, a lot of times y'all run from the earth element because it make us look at how the earth, because look, they all produce into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, fire, water, air, and earth. But you know, if you know that alchemy, start with fire and end with earth, you will know how to produce the right situations in your life. We mix these things up so much, and a lot of times by default, subconsciously, because we're born with a snapshot, a natal chart. So you might got a lot of water in your chart that automatically make you choose that first. Might got a lot of fire in your chart, automatically make you choose that. And anytime you meet a resistance in the world that's different than that energy, especially when it comes to your moon sign and its element, it's going to put you in fight or flight mode. And you're going to be making all the decisions or all the excuses, or if you're a victimizing type of individual, all the excuses of how you're a victim based on something not your way, and you coming up with conclusions of this the right decision. But it's purely based on whatever you experienced outside of you didn't match your moon sign element or your sun and ascendant after that, and things of that nature. And your ability to react to that, a lot of times the shadow government only gave y'all a handful of things that they indoctrinated your mind with, and that's victimizing yourself, feeling like you're not good enough, or thinking something is happening to you. And a lot of times when you get into self-reevaluation and utilize, you know, these tools to understand our demonic energies to get out of them, astrology is one of the best ones. It ain't low like voodoo or nothing like that. Astrology is one of the best demonic tools you could use to understand your natures, your demonic nature. So you'd be like, oh, that's my problem. Stop having that problem and be like, okay, cool. Now I can be more closer to God without having weeks and days and months of seconds, minutes, and hours of thinking I was flunked out. Oh, I know the constructed issue I got to not be flunked out and let the external demonic world affect me the way it used to. Boom. That lets you know it's a good tool other than a bad tool that leads you down the spoil in the well, muddy in the waters, and having to think more about something you already know. And you just probably needed it constructed with a word or a sentence in the right way. See what I'm saying? Because these are spaceships. So when we know how to utilize a spaceship, we know how to fly better in our direction and path. When we ain't got a sufficient spaceship, a vibe and a word and a constructed, then we crashing into asteroids. 1, 2, and 3rd dimension look like all your situations and relationships. You just a crash dummy. You crashing all over the place, making mistakes, wasting other people's time. See what I'm saying? So it's about understanding the elements and putting them together too in a real synchronicity way inside your mind, so you kind of got control of your outcomes, even the situations that you don't got control over, because it's already teamwork makes the dream work. But on a percentage scale, which you added in, you still able to have more control over that. So even when it comes to situations where you could be guilty by association, the people that's looking at the concept of why you could be guilty based upon who you associated with, the other individuals will be able to come up in their own mind how they can separate you, because you expressed yourself enough to know, to allow other people to know what to make you a part of and what not to make you a part of, even if you associated with it. You see what I'm saying? So that's, you always want to have your stance clear. And if you're a man, you want to make sure you protect that energy and create that force field for your woman. And if you're a woman, you want to make sure that you uphold that, so the man can feel like that's worth something to uphold. And then y'all have something as a circle, and then y'all can spread that out to a community the same way these Masons did with these 13 colonies to produce a lot of these things that y'all wake up every day to jump into spirituality, because y'all got something to complain about. So, you know what I'm saying? That's actually the mission. There ain't no other mission unless you just making something up to try to do something more easy. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got no more time for lazy minds. Because once you develop an ability, God expects you to do something with it. And that's what the ritual and spell is. Your body, who you're going to connect it with. As far as the world, what you do with it. But what's on your mind is the ability. That is important. But every now and then, angels got to come down here and tell y'all it's not. Got to tell y'all it's useless. Got to tell y'all we can't do nothing with your thoughts and feelings. Even though the thoughts and feelings bend in on itself and become the physical world. Angels is wise enough, and we've been here long enough and had all y'all thoughts before. We give y'all too much of that energy, y'all would take that back to y'all narcissism. I could think $1 million in my lap. I can manifest $1 million. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, all y'all think Quincy Jones gonna knock on the back door. So angels have to wake y'all up by casting fire at y'all with fire baptism and stuff, so y'all can know you got a problem, so you know what to actually change. And one of y'all problems is using y'all power for things it ain't made for, wasting your mind thinking about things for things things you don't need to be using it to develop intellect and feelings, emotions for, and things of that nature. So when I get y'all out of that energy, I can redirect it, and now you can start using your actual power, and then we can start using these names or meanings and start giving it grace and praising it. But we can't do that if everybody debilitated in that area. So, you know, it doesn't matter what physical organ or beauty or even ugliness you have physically. What matters is your mind state. And if that mind state discombobulated and comprehension skills low, it don't matter what you got or what you can obtain and accumulate in the physical world. That thing itself would destroy you. You know what I'm saying? So you always gonna be in some energy like you got to be careful what you ask for, because you don't know how to have discipline or develop your own energies and know that you made something, but you thought you found it when you was in the energy of looking. And that can confuse you because that's the starting point of something. And once you have a first starting point intent that's on negative pretenses and things of that nature, that becomes every outcome. And last time I checked, as Archangel Uriel, when something start, the same way it start and how it ends. And that's in everything: business, career, circumstance, and relationships. You could start your job in an angry spirit, and I guarantee the way you get fired or quit going to be in angry energies and things of that nature. You could start a relationship and on some ugly pretense and things of that nature, and I guarantee the relationship is going to end the same way. So if you start a relationship by cheating on someone else but not telling the other person that you're into something, but you use that other individual to make sure the situation is solidified enough that when that time is right, you can leave and things of that nature. 9 times out of 10, how you just started that next relationship to leave the other person, that's how that relationship going to end. Whether that person cheat on you because that accumulation of trust energy, or you just so comfortable in that energy, and this how you even develop relationships in the first place. So it end up being a curse that you're developing before it's even a generation that you gonna pass on before you even have kids with all these other stanky dicks that you're gonna be mixing your energies with. So for the most part, it could go either way. And a lot of times when we don't understand these spectrums and stuff like that, it's because we're not understanding the circumstances we're creating before we jump into them. You know what I'm saying? So you can't necessarily be having false pretense about circumstances that you're trying to be a god over, and not going with the flow and allowing God to do its work. You know what I'm saying? You might think you're trying to control your life. What you showing God is you don't got no faith in God. You don't got no belief in anything of yourself or anything in that nature. So everything to you as something gonna seem more than what it is. You ain't gonna never be able to look at something like it ain't nothing, because you separate from God. You can like have to walk outside a day. That become way more stressful for you than the average individual who got to do things in the world because they're an adult. You just got to go outside and breathe the air. Didn't have to, but that was stressful. That became victimizing the universe against you or something, like, because you had to get off the couch. You think the universe against you because you had to stop being Beavis and Butthead? Lord Jesus Christ. Y'all humans something else. You know what I'm saying? Y'all even something else. But I love down here, though. You know what I'm saying? I love it down here. Now let's get into the that's TikTok filter. I keep forgetting this PBS channel. PBS filters, TikTok, Twitch, astral systems and stuff like that, and soundboards, little filter system that a Hebrew Israelite put me on too. You know what I'm saying? Now look, peep game, right? Now we got Moon. The Moon is getting ready to go on